What's Next Elephant by Kathryn and Byron Jackson. Illustrated by Fyodor Rajankovsky, formerly titled The Big Elephant. Once upon a time, there was a great, enormous, huge, and very big elephant who traveled with the circus. He just loved to dress up in all his splendid circus clothes, and he loved to march into the big tent and do all his fine big tricks. Then the circus band played its wonderful music. The lights shone and sparkled, and the crowd clapped and cheered. The big elephant felt so happy that he chose a partner and waltzed round and round the center ring. "What a fine life it is!" he cried. But at night, the circus moved from one town to another. The train whistled and tooted and rocked and swayed all night long. Whenever the great, enormous, huge, and very big elephant turned over in his sleep, out he fell into the aisle. He never did get enough sleep, and one night he fell out 3 times. The very next morning he said goodbye to all his circus friends. "I'm going to live in a house with a great, enormous, huge, and very low bed," he said. He hopped off the train the minute it slowed down and hailed the first bus that came along. Soon the big elephant found himself in the middle of a busy town. There was a bakery on one corner, a 10-cent store across the street, and a roller skating rink on another corner. It was hard to decide what to do first, but at last the big elephant made up his mind. "First," he said, "I will build my house." It was great fun sawing and hammering and talking to the children who had come to watch. Their parents came too. "We'll give you a hand," they said. With all that help, it took no time to finish the house. Great, enormous, huge, and very low bed and all. "It's cozy and fine and exactly right," cried the big elephant. He thanked all his new friends over and over again. Then he rolled into his bed, which suited him perfectly, and slept right around the clock. In the morning, his new house pleased him more than ever. The big elephant thought he had not thanked his new friends nearly enough, so he dressed in his best and hurried into town. "Good morning," he said to everyone he met. "Isn't there something nice I can do for you?" People smiled and said, "Yes, indeed, if it wouldn't be too much trouble." "No trouble at all," said the big elephant, and before long he was helping everybody in town. He was very good at carrying home lawnmowers and bicycles, baskets of eggs, and any kind of package you could imagine. The big elephant mowed all the lawns in town in a jiffy, and he pulled the weeds out of everybody's garden. He was splendid at watering flowers, especially since he didn't need a hose. That big elephant could shovel coal so fast that he was finished in 3 weeks. But it took him a long time to carry out the ashes, because the dust blew into his great, enormous, huge, and very tender nose and made him sneeze. "What I really like best," he said to himself, "is cooking good things to eat." And he baked an angel cake high as a mountain and iced with something sweet that tasted like whipped cream and chocolate. Then he scraped the bowl and everyone had a taste. When Sunday came, the big elephant took all the children for rides on his shiny, new, and very fast motorcycle. "Faster!" the children begged. The big elephant went faster. "Please beep your horn," they cried. "Beep, beep, beep," went the elephant's big, loud, and very musical horn. What a fine time those children had. The big elephant was so popular that he was invited to the birthday parties. He always accepted with pleasure. He never forgot to bring a present, and once he was there, he was the life of the party. He played the piano so merrily that in a moment, everyone was dancing and singing and having a wonderful time. "I could play like this forever," the big elephant said happily. But one day, right in the middle of the fun, crash and bang! Down went the big, heavy piano, and the great, enormous, huge, and very heavy elephant and everyone else in the whole party through the top floor and the main floor into the cellar. How exciting! While everyone was helping to clean up, the big elephant slipped out. He brought back a whole gallon of strawberry ice cream and the biggest angel cake he had ever made. There was enough for 2 helpings all around. "No more pianos for me," the big elephant told himself. He thought he would like to play a big shiny horn all twisted around itself that went oompa, oompa, oompa. So he went straight to the music store. He saw drums and fifes and trumpets and even a big bassoon, but no big shiny horn all twisted around itself. The elephant looked all over town. But there was no such horn to be had. And soon after that it was winter. The big elephant got out his great, enormous, huge, and very fancy skates and went ice skating every day. Once when he was doing a slow waltz, the children told him about Santa Claus. "What wonderful news!" he cried. He hurried home and wrote a neat letter. "Please bring me a new cap," he said, "and 4 warm boots, and especially, most of all, a big shiny horn such as is not to be had in town." Then he sat down to think. He thought perhaps he was not a good enough elephant to get such a present as that. And he thought, perhaps Santa Claus doesn't come to elephants. But when he woke up Christmas morning, his stocking was filled with 4 warm boots and a red cap, and under it stood the great golden horn, all twisted around itself, shiny as a star. The big elephant admired soft fur on his boots. He put on the fine cap. Then he reached out and picked up that wonderful shiny new horn. He blew on it once, and out came a lovely note, as shiny and golden as the horn itself. "There's nothing else in the whole world I could wish for," he whispered happily. All winter long the big elephant played his new horn whenever he had a moment to spare. He played old tunes and new tunes and funny little tunes he made up himself. "He can play every tune we ever heard of," the people said. "We must ask him to join our town band." And in the 4th of July parade, the great, enormous, huge, and very big elephant was right out in front. The flags waved and the crowd cheered as he marched proudly along, playing his shiny horn in the happiest kind of way. And he was greatly, enormously, hugely, and very, very happy ever after. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please click like and subscribe.